Although music is as subjective as any other art form, most people can agree that certain albums, regardless of their genre, stand out from the crowd and deserve the title of greatest albums of all time. In this video, we are going to rank the most iconic albums, not just a collection of your favorite albums. Number 10, In the Wee Small Hours, Frank Sinatra, 1955. Sinatra's status as a teen idol was winding down by the early 1950s. He had been in a tumultuous and violent relationship with Ava Gardner for 4 years. Both had extramarital relationships, but Gardner's with bullfighter Luis Miguel Dominguín was the most well-known at the time the album was being produced. Sinatra always made an effort to create albums that had more than just a random assortment of songs.
I feel so young. You make me feel it's spring.
His performance of these themes, which include loneliness, terrible love, melancholy, and contemplation, in the wee small hours, is flawless. In the Wee Small Hours, Sinatra explored new ground in music and disproved the stereotype that males aren't emotional.
Of counting sheep in your lonely heart in the wee small hours.
Number 9, What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, 1971.
You know we've got to find a way.
It's easy to see why 1971 is considered by many to be the finest year for rock music when you listen to albums like this one.
Father, we don't need you.
Gaye was suicidally depressed and more dependent on cocaine before recording What's Going On. He was extremely moved by his brother's letters from Vietnam, in which he detailed the harsh treatment he received from officials upon his return. The Vietnam War, inequity, poverty, and Gaye's environmental concerns are all addressed in the songs Mercy, Mercy Me. Unfortunately, many of them are just as pertinent now as they were back in 1971.
Picket signs, people don't punish me.
Number 8, Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love, 1987. 3 years after Born in the USA and 2 years after getting married, Springsteen produced Tunnel of Love, which is more pop than rock, but still relies heavily on the roughness of his iconic rasp. He writes songs on the ups and downs of the search for love. In the album's title track, he makes you question whether taking the trip through the tunnel of love is worthwhile. The album cover itself is a departure from Springsteen's usual tough guy image. He abandons his tattered blue trousers and floppy red hat in favor of a sharp black suit and bolo tie. Number 7, Thriller, Michael Jackson, 1982. Thriller is one of those rare albums that even the most jaded music fan has to admit they like listening to. It has 9 songs, 7 of which reached the top 10 singles charts, and has sold a staggering 50 million copies thus far. A decade ago, there were probably very few locations on Earth where people had not heard of Michael Jackson. After a 3-year break, Thriller was released. Off the Wall had earned positive reviews and sold 10 million copies in 1979, but Jackson lost hope. The musician was motivated to make an album where every tune was a killer, because he believed the previous one underperformed. He met with producer Quincy Jones in 1982, and together they started writing 30 songs, 9 of which were chosen as being strong enough to be on the album. Number 6, The Queen is Dead, The Smiths, 1986. When did indie rock first spring up? The Smiths, a dreamy, jangly pop rock band that rose to fame in the 1980s on the strength of its own independent label, are a prime example. With its evocative voice, witty lyrics, and self-aware excess, The Queen is Dead offers everything one might expect from the pinnacle of indie rock albums. At the time, Morrissey's Queen is Dead record was extremely popular, to the point that you could walk by a student dorm and hear the grating tones of his whining voice screaming from every room. The songs are timeless and deserving of continued praise and attention decades after their first release. Number 5. Bonnie Raitt, Nick of Time, 1989. Blues rocker. Bonnie Raitt got back at her former label after they dropped her with this multi-platinum Grammy-winning album, which was highlighted by an electrifying cover of John Hiatt's Thing Called Love.
We may not even have our dignity. This would just be a powerful thing.
And the brilliant title track, a brilliant examination of midlife crisis from the point of view of a woman. Producer Don Was assisted her in honing the tunes without surrendering any of the passion she brought to her slide guitar.
With so much more at stake.
Number 4. Like a Prayer, 1989. Madonna.
And it feels like
Like a Prayer is perhaps Madonna's most serious album, with particular topics ranging from her faith to the breakup of her marriage. Despite this, the album is still one of her most popular. In 1989, her troubled marriage to actor Sean Penn ended in divorce, and her video for Like a Prayer included burning crosses, both of which made headlines. She stuns with her boldness and gospel recklessness in the album's title tune. Before Like a Prayer, her albums reflected the new music that inspired her, but on this one, she paid tribute to classic artists like Sly and the Family Stone and Simon and Garfunkel. The album was also about an artist reclaiming her story after years of making music that begged listeners and critics to like her. Number 3. Donde Están los Ladrones, Shakira, 1998. Before becoming blonde and taking her never-lying hips to the top of the American music charts, Shakira was a raven-haired guitar rocker who had achieved full stardom in the Spanish-speaking world with her 1995 album, Pies Descalzos. After the success of her previous albums, Shakira recruited Emilio Estefan to create her third studio album, a superb dance rock set that fuses the music of Colombia, Mexico, and her father's home country of Lebanon. Number 2. Nevermind, Nirvana, 1991. Smells Like Teen Spirit, the album's lead single, is widely regarded as one of the all-time great opening tunes. It is frequently said that Nevermind introduced grunge to a wider audience since it was more commercially palatable and radio-friendly than Nirvana's prior albums. After becoming sick of the joke, Cobain picked Nevermind because he felt it encapsulated his outlook on life. Everything in Nevermind is perfect, from the production to the composition to the generational voice. Number 1. OK Computer, Radiohead, 1997. Several critics were apt to use aggressive language when describing Radiohead's last album, The Bends. But when OK Computer was released, they had to reach for even more robust terms. With the release of OK Computer, Radiohead successfully elevated rock music to the status of a legitimate art form by tackling topics such as technology and solitude via the medium of imaginative and layered soundscapes. To this day, there is no other record that sounds just like it, and each time a person listens to it, they are exposed to something new. Rock music is always developing while maintaining an important place in our society. Rock on forever with this list, and don't forget to enjoy rock music. Which one of these is your favorite? Do let us know in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe and like us, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a video from us.